Avodah Zarah, Perek Elu Ma'amidim, Daf Mem, sponsored for a bracha of Hatzlacha from Moshe ben Avram. Items Jews can eat from an idolater. Number 1. The Jew watched the idolater milk an animal. Gemara explains, despite non-kosher animals in the herd, there is no concern for non-kosher milk. He fears getting caught because a Jew can see the idolater milking when he stands. Number 2. Honey. The Gemara explains there is no concern for adding wine because it ruins honey. No concern for bishul akum because it can be eaten raw. No concern for forbidden flavors. It is noising tam lifgam. Number 3. Grape clusters dripping grape juice. The Gemara explains the grape juice does not make them susceptible to tumah because these grapes were sold as table grapes. Wine grapes are susceptible because the owner desires the liquid. Number 4. Pickling where no wine or vinegar added. The sages did not prohibit them because sometimes wine or vinegar are added. Number 5. Trit, that is not chopped up. The Gemara explains not chopped up means the head and spine are discernible. Non-kosher fish have different heads and spines than kosher fish. Question. Are both required to be discernible? The answer. Rav Huna holds both. Non-kosher fish can have one or the other, not both. Rav Nachman holds either one. He holds non-kosher fish have neither a rounded head or a spine like kosher fish. Question. A Mishnah in Chulin mentions fins and scales, not the head and spinal cord as kosher signs. The answer. Abaye explains fins and scales are conclusive. Fish such as bara upalmuda have heads of non-kosher fish. Based on this, Rashi explains fish with rounded heads and a spinal cord unique to kosher fish do not need fins and scales. Other Rishonim question this. Qualification. Rabbi Yehuda explained the dispute only regarding the brine, but to eat the fish, Rav Nachman agrees both the head and spine must be discernible. Tosfos holds fish, non-kosher fish brine is prohibited biblically. The distinction here is the small amount of non-kosher brine is nullified in the kosher brine, whereas the fish is a distinct entity. Other Rishonim hold brine is prohibited rabbinically. Rav Papa decided for the fish and brine in a barrel to be kosher, all the heads and spines must be discernible unless all the pieces fit together to make up one fish. The Gemara is uncertain whether Rav Huna bar Chinana permitted a whole boat of fish or only the brine. The Gemara explains he found the fish with fins and scales. Rabbi Yirmiyah heard he permitted only the brine but required the heads and spines be discernible to eat fish, whereas each fish. Whereas Rav Ashi heard he permitted the fish as well. Number 6, kilbis in an open or closed barrel. The Gemara explains one kilbis in an open barrel permits the open barrels, not those closed. Rab Bruna holds fatty innards in fish roe may only be purchased from a scrupulous expert. Question. A brisa states non-kosher fish, mashritz. They birth like mammals. The answer. Rab Dostoi holds delete roe. Rabbi Zera holds their eggs hatch in their bodies appearing as mammals. Question. Brisa states kosher fish eggs are identified like chicken eggs. They must be oval, flat, or pointed at both ends is not kosher. Its albumin must be outside, the yolk inside. Answer. It dissolved. Its shape is not discernible. According to Rab Dostoi, shape refers to the innards, the bladder. Question. What is the law where an expert is not available? The answer. Rabbi Yehuda permits them if the Jewish merchant states he salted them and extracted their innards. An expert can verify his claim. Rav Nachman is concerned the merchant may not be able to identify kosher fish properly. He must display the fish as well. Grains on chiltis leaves are assumed to be their natural grains, not mixed with other grains. Cakes of very soft olives are assumed to have softened from their oil, not added wine. However, if they were so soft that their pits slipped out, Rabbi Yossi assumed wine was added. Grasshoppers, husks that cover caper berries, and leeks brought to a customer from storage are permitted. Displayed in a store are prohibited. It is assumed wine was poured on them. Aged apple cider was permitted. Adding wine would spoil it. However, wine was added to fresh apple cider. If you're enjoying Daf 5, please click on the link below and subscribe. Become a sponsor. Thank you.